Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the Independence. Something a little different. We have a couple carrier guides for you guys. As you know, in the store right now, if you go to the Independence Day, you will see the Independence in the shop for 20% off. And actually, while I'm not a great carrier player, I have been learning how, I've been getting into them now. And Independence is one of my favorite ones at tier 5. It's very good at hunting cruisers. Also, Rochester. I know a couple people asked for that. Guys, just if you go back just a tiny bit, there's a million Rochester videos. It's probably the ship I have the most videos on besides maybe BA Montana. So there's definitely a bunch out there. We just did one like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. That being said, let's do our build and play guide on the American Premium Carrier Independence. The commander we're using is Ernest King. We're using Tanaka and Yamaguchi as our inspirations for our uh, skills. Now, this you guys could mix up, right? I don't claim to be the best carrier player. It's something I'm still learning. This is for beginners to start out, and this is what the skills I like for right now. Swatting at flies, emergency power, out of sight, and a burn baby burn, along with a death from above. Now, fully packed, you can make an argument would be handy as well to have another extra set of planes down. But that's about it. For our modifications, flight control mod 1 and in the second slot AA guns firing range and for our loadouts. So a couple things quick here. You do have, they are auto obviously like the rest of the stuff on carriers, but you do have 4 fighters um, that follow the ship, which is cool. And you have patrol fighters that you can place out, which is they can be handy if you place them out right. All right, that is a big thing. HE bombers, which I know a lot of people will look at these torps and go, "Wow, that's some good damage." But we'll talk about that here in a second. Bombers is where it's at on this ship. Few reasons: they have way more health. They have a way more speed on the planes, and these things, yeah, they drop like 6 bombs, but they have good fire chance. It's like 38% fire chance, and they're very accurate. This is my favorite carrier at tier 5 for a reason. It is really good at getting, well, Arc Royal's good too, but uh, the ship is very good at going after destroyers. Very good. Torpedoes, even though this number looks pretty good, a few things to note. These planes get shot down much easier. They only have 1,700 health compared to the 2,200 health of the HE bombers. The speed is slower, so not only that, but you're in the AA defense longer. It's one thing to consider. And you can see too the detectability on the planes is farther out. So if somebody's running like a crazy AA build, they're gonna see you quite a bit of ways. Also, these only drop 2 torps, so even though they do hit 7,500, uh, for 7,500, there's only 2 of them you're dropping. And to be honest, they're easy to dodge because they're only 49 knots. For our specs, 39,000 health, but it's a carrier. If you get spotted, you're probably going to die pretty quickly. Again, here you can take a second look at the aircraft or the aircraft numbers if you want. Just so you guys can see, though, the torpedo speed on the torpedoes, man. 49 knots. The right ship will almost outrun these things. So these are particularly easy to dodge. That's why I lean on the HE bombs on this ship, personally. But that's just me. AA defense is not good for American ship. Uh, it, you have some out at range, but honestly, I mean, it's not great, right? Compared to the other carriers, and it's not going to chew up planes like most carriers will. As you can see, standard. I have played this a few times, pretty consistently too. And even though it's a carrier, right, that doesn't get very good XP, and I only average 46,000, my XP is averaging 1,600. Why is that? Because I've been going after destroyers in this thing. And that is what really makes it the way to go. Also, maneuverability, it's a carrier. It's not ideal, right? Also, your detectability isn't wonderful either. If you get spotted, it's a carrier, you're dead. Again, armor. It's a carrier. If you get spotted, you're dead. Do you guys need me to say it again? But if you want to see the Citadel, it's, I believe, a Cleveland Citadel. I think this is based, I think Independence carrier, I think this was, yeah, based on a Cleveland class cruiser. Yeah, so again, you're going to get spotted, you're going to die. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player, not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. With that out of the way, we are on Haven. Also, you guys are going to see I don't move my carrier right away, and that's so I can get a feel of what the match is going to do. Also, with it being Haven, you should be very happy if you run across the Haven map. Definitely a lot of people just sit behind islands on this map. As you see, we're going to go ahead and use our HE bombers on Fubuki and absolutely get a solid hit on them. These HE bombs are very lethal and accurate to these destroyers. And that's what you should be doing with this ship. You guys saw my average damage was low, but I win a lot. Why is that? Because I target destroyers right away. You do not, when I'm an aircraft carrier, well, not German aircraft carriers, but if I'm an aircraft carrier, you do not want me to be the aircraft carrier against you if you're in a destroyer, because I am going to be obnoxious. That being said, you guys see, we're actually, instead of manually or automatically putting our ship somewhere, we're going to go ahead and tuck behind island and get closer to the fight. We're going to take a little bit to do that. And honestly, I do that in most ships. We have an Enterprise video coming up. You're going to see me do the same thing in Enterprise, right? I'm going to tuck this ship up as close to the fight as I can without putting myself at danger. Now, Fubuki's sitting in smoke, but Mahan is out. So why do you want to target destroyers? Well, two reasons. If they're worried about dodging you, they're not torping your buddies. Also, even though you can't share your spotting, on the map, people can see where these carriers or these cruisers are. As you can see, we don't get quite as good of a hit on Mahan there. One thing, when you can get these HE bombs down low, you're going to see me on this next salvo. You're going to see the difference between the two salvos. I'm going to get lined up better, and I'm also going to hold my thing. Hold it until I get way down there and close, almost right before I can't drop anymore, like that. Boom. We are absolutely gonna shred that Mahan, and now he is on fire. He's gonna get himself spotted, and we're gonna be a big reason. So right off the bat, we've taken about half the health off of both destroyers, and sitting pretty good. And right now we are actually we have another HE or bomb squadron out. To be honest, I should have been saving planes, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. You could just go ahead and drop a couple planes off. It would probably help you. But when I'm targeting destroyers like this, a lot of times I'll keep that extra, I'll keep the extra planes with me, because a lot of times you can get a second pass on them as we go ahead. And we see Fubuki, and again, you're going to see me hold my shot longer this time and have a much better result, right? And that's what happens. That time we only did hit one. We see that the carrier is over there. But as a whole, that's what you want to do. You're going to want to drop your bombs You see, we're only going to have one plane or two planes here, and we're going to come back down and hit them. Hit them pretty darn good, right? We help take them out. So we have, in the first 4 minutes of the battle, them destroyers had a lot of fun and are murdered, right? We have won the match, right? 15,000 damage, and we've won this match. Because essentially, I can just terrorize whatever I want now. If you can guarantee getting rid of one or two destroyers 4 or 5 minutes into a match, you are going to have a very good win rate in this ship, and you're just helping your team out. Now, that being said, we're going to go in and try to finish off Mutsu because we're jerks. And that's what we are in a carrier. We're trying to just be in butt heads. Also, I'm going to try, I see that there is a cruiser trying to run away and hide, and we get our planes absolutely mauled. So we're going to go ahead and get another set, and this cruiser is trying to get away with not dying in this match. As you can see, already we're starting to see the effects of getting the two destroyers gone instantly, right? Their ships are starting to crumble pretty quickly now, and we had a big part of that. Even though our damage number isn't going to be good, or necessarily our XP isn't going to be very good, well, it's because of us that the two destroyers are gone, and we're sitting in a pretty good position. Again, we're going to go over after this cruiser, and we do not want this cruiser to get away. Once again, wait as long as we can, and bam, that is a dead cruiser. People are probably pretty annoyed with me. Probably the most annoyed that you're going to see with 18,000 damage. I probably have irritated a bunch of people in this match, and they are not happy. So now we have some torpedo planes out, and we're going to go ahead and actually start to try to use the torpedoes a little bit. I wouldn't recommend using the torpedoes all the time. If you got HE bombers, especially if there's a destroyer on the map, go for it. The torpedoes, really on this, because they're so slow, you really just want to use them on battleships, to be honest. Or, for example, maybe a carrier sitting behind an island, not moving. So that might be a good example of what to do with them, right? So we're going to go ahead. I normally drop at about 5 kilometers with these. That's when I'm 5 kilometers away from a ship. That's what I would recommend myself. We're going to go ahead and line up our drop. We don't have to be super close. You know, if the carrier's not going to move, he's not going to move. To be honest, though, if you can get him as close to the activation, the green part where they'll activate, that will definitely help the odds of them not dodging it. But we notice a cruiser starting to come up and push us, so we're going to use our HE bombs again on him. It's a lot harder to dodge these HE bombs, and we are going to hit him with 4 and start a fire. Again, not the most damage, but we're being pretty effective. Our destroyer is getting pushed by him, and we're going to go ahead and try to come back in. Our plane gets shot down. We're going to go get some more planes, but you can see our destroyer actually gets rid of them. We were on a good start to maybe get a cracking in this one, as we had 3 kills right away, but kind of just a good showcase of using this. And I will be much more aware of it in the Independence when I'm in a destroyer now, because if an Independence starts to focus you, it can be really tough. It can be really tough, because you can see these destroyers I was hitting from the sides. I wasn't hitting them lined up going forward or back, and even on that it was pretty easy to take out destroyers with this thing. This is a carrier that I think if you are a person that likes carriers, it is almost tier 5 anyway. This thing is, I really like it. To be fair, it is not very hard to use either. Like the HE bomb is pretty self-explanatory. The torpedoes, while they're slow, they're pretty easy to line up and whatnot. I guess just kind of predicting what people will do with the torpedoes are really the toughest things. When you can see we're putting out planes where we're thinking the carrier is going to have his run through, but honestly, I didn't even shut down a plane. That was one weird thing about this match. If I had shot down a bunch of planes, this would have been a pretty good XP game. As you can see, we are lining up, and we didn't line up far enough back. And you're going to see here, we're going to get kind of a wonky lineup because we did not have them set and squared in right. So we're going to go ahead and do our best to get back out here and finishes off. And you can see, even with maybe teammates, we probably didn't have the most ideal teammates in this match, but because we got rid of them destroyers, you know, not much that their team could do, right? They're not going to have as much spotting. They're not going to have to worry about, our guys aren't going to have to worry about the torpedo threat. As you can see, the carrier is now moved and getting taken out here. And here we're going to do a run on the Queen Elizabeth. We're going to go drop down. And you can see a little bit later than I'd like, but you can see that once the cone narrows in, it still doesn't take long to narrow in. And we're going to go ahead and lead it just a little bit. And then we're going to turn back and see what we end up with, a finishing kill. So 4 kills, 50,000, which at tier 5, not terrible. But again, really helped our team win. We might have been second on the leaderboard, but we definitely helped more than I think a lot of people, taking away the destroyers. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you folks next time.